Have Ripple and XRP been a part of a national security operation hidden in plain sight this whole time? In this video, I'm going to make that case. I'm going to show you. And normally we say watch what they do, not what they say. Well, we've been watching what they're doing, and we've been watching what they're saying. And I'm going to point to Brad Grindhouse, Stuart Alderati, and also Chris Larson playing the other side, donating to Kamala, right? Why did this all happen? We're going to take a look at what they said, what they've admitted here, and what this means as far as Ripple's role in the Trump transition team and the role of XRP and RLUSD in this new financial system. Let's get started right away. Everything's at ZachRector.com. I appreciate all of your support. Let's roll. Bitcoin right now up to 75,700. It did pierce 76,000 briefly just about 15 minutes ago as I record this update here, just past 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 11 o'clock Eastern. We're coming back down right now, but Bitcoin just holding right up here about 75, 76,000. Now, XRP did get a breakout yesterday from a trend line that I have going back a ways, right? This is a trend line. I posted this chart on Twitter yesterday and somebody said, draw better trend lines. Well, trend lines are really, not the most valuable indicator, right? The trend is your friend until it's not. But the point being, right, is that XRP has moved 17% since we confirmed Trump as our president, right? We were down here on November 3rd on Sunday, down to 49 cents. We went sub 50 cents. You had an opportunity to get that 2-for-1 special. And then upon the Trump confirmation, you can see what's happened here. XRP moving 17% all the way up to nearly 58 cents last night. Now, this is the KuCoin chart. On some exchanges, XRP was at 58 cents. Right now, of course, we're back down and we're hanging out right at about 55 cents. But XRP absolutely loaded up and primed, ready to roll. Now, the big winner of this election, other than the American people and the America First agenda, would be the crypto community, the crypto companies, and those of us that have invested in this ecosystem as well. Over 250 pro-crypto candidates elected to Congress in this election, Fox Business reports. So, like I said, huge victory across the board. We didn't win everywhere. John Deaton lost. That was unfortunate to see. But we did see that John actually, got a lot of independent vote, ran an incredible campaign, and I hope that he doesn't give up politics. I hope that he keeps fighting. But in the meantime, we're going to continue pushing on with 250 pro-crypto candidates elected. This is it. The stablecoin legislation is right around the corner. Now, what did Trump say at the Bitcoin conference? Everybody's obsessed, especially the Bitcoin community, obviously, with the Bitcoin strategic reserve. But what did a lot of folks miss? And they're just now starting to come around to understanding how big of a deal the stablecoins are really going to be, and how big of a role they're going to play in expanding US dollar dominance. We are losing our reserve currency status. What is the solution? It's the stablecoins, and we need leaders. And as Trump says, we want all the crypto made in America. We want all the Bitcoin made in America. I don't even think he knows what he's talking about, but you get the point, and I like it. It doesn't matter how practical it is. I like that we're going to be the leaders in the crypto space. Sounds good to me. How do we actually do that, though? You partner up with companies like Ripple and others that are going to do the stablecoin in the right way, in the proper way, with proper reserves. And I've always said what's interesting here about Ripple's stablecoin is that they're going to be backing their stablecoin with assets, real-world assets, that are held at their trust company in New York. They're going to be one of few companies, few stablecoins that's issued by a New York chartered, New York charter license, like Standard Custody is, right? Very few other stablecoins have that going for them. That's also a competitive advantage because they have no cost burden on where they store their collateral at. Remember when Circle went bust with Silvergate? Silvergate Bank went up. Circle had about $3 billion worth of collateral at that bank. Yeah, Ripple's not going to have that problem, because they're going to be storing their collateral at Standard Custody, a trust company based out of New York. And I saw somebody asked in the comments yesterday too, RLUSD is ready to go. Ripple could flip the switch on RLUSD today. The problem is they're waiting for the regulators in New York to get their act together. And maybe the regulators in New York are waiting for the broader Congress for them to pass stablecoin legislation in DC. We'll see. RLUSD is ready to go. It's nothing on Ripple. We're waiting on the regulators. Go figure. But have we been waiting around? Have we been watching this, Ripple seemingly hidden in plain sight, right? Because they're waiting for the right time to release what they've been working on and to really let it flourish. This is why I titled this video and wanted to talk about this: XRP and Ripple being part of a national security operation hidden in plain sight. Let's go back and take a look closely here at what Stuart Alderoty, the chief legal officer of Ripple, had to say. He congratulated Donald Trump, right? And he says, "You took the time to listen to Ripple's story when we met in San Francisco this summer, and you prioritized crypto as a key policy issue. Now let's move swiftly to end the regulation by enforcement approach we've endured in recent years and position the US as the crypto capital of the world." So Stu admitted that Trump and Ripple met in San Francisco this summer, and he took the time to listen. Now, if you look, Trump hasn't listened to anybody else in crypto besides accepting crypto money for his trading cards and his NFTs. And he made the crypto bros pay $10,000, $50,000 for his trading cards. And then you could come to Mar-a-Lago and have a dinner and take a picture with him. That's about all the listening that he's done with the crypto community so far, if we're being honest with ourselves, right? But why did he take the time to go sit down and listen with Ripple? Why was Ripple part of Executive Order 13? 13.830? I forget what the number was. You guys know the executive order. The executive order on the new financial system, 13.848 or something like that. I forget what it was, but you guys know Ripple helped Steve Mnuchin draft that executive order. So we know that Ripple was tied in with the first. We also have the Ken Kurson connection into the Ripple White House, along with a few others, meetings that were on the books with the Trump White House as well with Ripple. So we know that they were connected in the first administration. We also have the Jay Clayton on his last day filing the lawsuit. Why? Well, what if it was because we wanted to stall Ripple and XRP till the time was right for this, second term, right? Because at that time, when you look at when the lawsuit was filed, it was after Trump had lost the 2020 election, right? The lawsuit was filed December 22nd, 2020. That's when it was filed. That was after Trump had lost the 2020 election, but before the new administration had come in. So everybody likes to say, the Trump administration is the one that launched the attack on Ripple. Well, did they? And was it an attack, or was it to keep Ripple hidden in plain sight, suppressed, along with the XRP price chart suppressed until we were ready to go? And the main point here is Trump's not meeting with anybody else in crypto, but apparently he was meeting with Ripple. Apparently he took the time to listen to Ripple's story. Now, at the same time, we got Brad Garlinghouse tweeting out a to-do list for Trump, saying on day one, let's fire Gary Gensler with no delays, right? This is the to-do list that Brad Garlinghouse tweeted out to Donald Trump. Now, you got to think about what was on the line here for Ripple, right? If Trump lost and Kamala got in, they would be wrecked, right? They're already under a lawsuit, whether that's staged or not, but then they would, be positioned against a, Democratic elect president who said that there was going to be a crypto reset, but, at least we don't have to figure that out anymore. But this is where Chris Larson came in my opinion. You were seeing that Stu donated XRP to Trump's campaign. Brad Garlinghouse was silent, being very neutral, saying, hey, let's, have a nice election. Both sides can have some fun, right? And then Chris Larson comes out, and some of the best marketing ever, he donates $10 million of XRP to Kamala, right? So they were covered. They had their bets hedged in case they lost. And I'm going to tell you what I think the main reason why Chris did this. Chris is keeping the doors open for Ripple on the global front. When you're talking about the IMF, the BIS, all these other central banksters, all the folks that didn't want Trump to get in. By donating $10 million and being the biggest crypto donation to the Kamala campaign, Chris put himself, Ripple, and XRP on the map, and he keeps the door open for Ripple when it comes to outside of the United States, when it comes to these international groups that Ripple's already been meeting with. But to keep that door open, you got to play the game. And when you got it like that, $10 million worth of XRP to Kamala, you know, that's 0.00 something percent of Chris Larson's net worth. It's nothing. But it keeps the door open. And it allowed Ripple to hedge the bets. But now that Trump's been elected, Brad's coming out and it's like game on. Here's your to-do list, Trump. Here's your to-do list. Fire Gary Gensler, appoint Giancarlo, Brian Brooks, or Gallagher, bring them into the SEC, host a family dinner with the Republicans and Democrats to move the digital asset market structure bill forward in the Senate. And last but not least, can we get some clarity? Similar to XRP, Bitcoin, the Ethereum is not a security. Now, everybody's wondering, why does he care about Ethereum? You have to read into it. You got to read between the lines. This is a low-key diss on Ethereum. It's a low-key dig on the lack of clarity that Ethereum has. Now, everybody's worried Trump can't fire Gensler. Well, Brad points it out. The Dems managed to fire Biden and appoint Kamala without statute or case law. I think that POTUS can figure this one out in response to folks saying that he has no standing to fire Gary Gensler. Right, so Brad's been activated. Stu already showed support for Trump. And now you're starting to see here confirmation that Ripple has been meeting with the first Trump administration. We already know about that, how close they were, helping to draft the executive orders. Now we're back. And think about this. What does Trump love? Trump wants to keep it in America, make it in America, right? Ripple's a company that, despite everything that's been put against them, stayed in America. At any point in time, they could have picked up and left and, moved to one of their other international offices in Dubai, Singapore, Japan, wherever. But just like Trump, they decided to stay and fight. Now, Ripple and Brad didn't have to take a bullet for this country like Trump did, but they stayed and they fought. And this is where I think that this starts to come around here, and you're going to start to see that Ripple has been working hand in hand with Trump and his transition team. And the XRP and now RLUSD are going to be a part of maintaining and expanding that US dollar reserve currency status. This is a national security matter. We know that Trump talked about crypto being a national security matter back during his first term, right? This is the moment where we're about to start to see this whole plan and operation come out into the open. And I've been saying that Ripple's going to be the darling of the cryptocurrency fintech space. Not only is XRP going to shine, but Ripple's going to be one of the favorites in the entire crypto fintech space. Now, let me make the point one more time. Nobody else is getting a sit down with Trump. There are no other crypto companies getting a sit down with Trump. Now, when we go back for the 7-8 years that we've been in XRP, maybe you've been in even longer, we've seen this time and time again, where we say, hey, Brad Garlinghouse is in a meeting with the IMF. There's nobody else from crypto there. Brad Garlinghouse is being invited to the BIS. Nobody else from crypto's there. Ripple has partnerships with over dozens and dozens of central banks. Nobody else can get a conversation. They can't even get them to pick up the phone. The crypto bro showing up to these central banksters would get kicked out by security out of the building. Ripple's courting them in their offices, just like they're meeting with Trump as well. There's nobody else in crypto doing this. And this is where Ripple and XRP has always stood apart from the rest of the space. Hidden in plain sight. Now, Anders has a prediction right here that the SEC will file the brief that's due on the 20th. The brief is due on the 15th. So the brief here for the SEC versus Ripple appeal, it's due on the 15th. The SEC will file the brief on the 15th of January, and then Gary will be fired on the 20th when we have the Trump inauguration. Usually, SEC leadership leaves on the same day as they make a big filing against Ripple, so maybe Gary will announce his departure a few days early to avoid getting fired. I want to hear your guys' prediction in the comments down below. Is Gary going to be willing to stick around for the Trump administration to come in and to fire his ass? Let me know in the comments down below your prediction. I know some people think that, he doesn't have standing to fire him. He can only appoint a new chairman. When criminal cases can be brought against this chairman, Gary Gensler, and Donald Trump with his platform can point and say, look at this, it's over. It might not be Trump technically firing Gary Gensler, but he's going to resign in shame. And I don't think that he's going to stick around for the Trump administration to have that opportunity. But I want to hear from you guys. Now, final point here of today's video from Cowboy Crypto. He says, I'm really looking forward to James O'Keefe helping further expose the crypto mafia now that the election is over. He has done some incredible things for this country in so many ways already. Thanks to Camden Weiss. Huge shout out to Camden for your help along the way with bringing James up to speed on many of these issues. I spent some time over the last few weeks helping Fruition Films, that's the producers and directors of the XRP documentary, right? Fruition Productions, bring to light some facts for XRP Unleashed, and I can assure you they are in this for the truth. And I can assure that for you guys as well. They have done a great job piecing this into a noteworthy film and will be producing an even deeper corruption-centric follow-up later down the road. It's time to expose these people. Quote, there's a tension between running an open, transparent organization and protecting ourselves, so maybe we agree to be open and transparent except for everything from 90 days ago and past because it's all gone. Sort of the way cryptocurrencies work. There isn't a trail if you don't want there to be, and that's the quote there from Joseph Lubin. And as you scroll down, he's retweeting when James O'Keefe back in April had Steven Narioff on, and he talked about hashtag ETHGate. Folks, this has been a long time in the coming. We can confirm that Trump is listening to Ripple's story. We know that he knows about Ripple's story. We know that he wants to fire Gary Gensler. And we know that James O'Keefe, along with this documentary, the documentary that's coming out this month, right, is going to help expose this and make this story go viral. And I'm telling you right now, Cowboy Crypto's been working, and I've gotten to see and I've gotten to talk with these guys on some of the receipts that they have that are set to come out. And it is absolutely bombshells, smoking gun evidence of the corruption at the SEC. These guys won't be able to walk the streets. These guys are going to be in jail, is what's going to happen. We're going to expose it all. We're going to restore the US dollar reserve currency status. And I believe that Ripple is going to be at the forefront of this with the RLUSD stablecoin, while at the same time using XRP to provide that level playing field for the world. See, Trump doesn't want just a level playing field for here in America. He wants a level playing field for the world. He just wants us to be respected and in a position of strength. How do you do so? You partner up with a company like Ripple. You create an XRP strategic reserve. That would be the real move, not a Bitcoin reserve. There's nothing to do with Bitcoin besides speculate on the number maybe doubling up sometime in the next year. Okay, whoop-de-doo, but you partner up with Ripple, you use XRP as a strategic reserve, you use RLUSD to expand US dollar dominance, and that's the key. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about Ripple being part of a military national security operation. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. Let me know if this is what you think is taking place. Either way, I appreciate your support. Help me out by sharing it out far and wide, and you can just tap in with all of our community resources. I do want to give a shout out real quick. We got community resources linked up in the description down below. One new exchange platform that I've added here recently is Caleb and Brown. I would highly encourage you guys to take a look at them as another option for this bull run as we get ready to see our assets go up, XRP and others. I'm setting myself up on a few different exchanges so that I have different options for when it comes time to take profits and reallocate some of these assets. So I'm getting set up on Caleb and Brown. You can get set up for free. It's linked up down below. Get in touch with them. They got personalized broker services waiting for you guys, so take advantage of that. Everything else is at zachrector.com, and on the way out, can you smack it for me? Greatly appreciate it. We'll see ya. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.